it goes into not playing for a few days. How difficult is it to gear up after 162 games and having a week off? And do you feel like you'd feel more in sync now if you had played last week?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we still played. We had the scrimmages, whatever, but I guess it didn't have the same intensity of a playoff game. And definitely going against a team as tough as the Phillies, things can kind of get up on you quick, and we had to just slow things down in situations. But yeah, I feel like the break sometimes it could benefit you and it could hurt you. But I guess it depends on how you take it.
You go down here, Dave.
Michael, how much of a challenge is that bullpen? You guys have faced a lot of good bullpens this year, obviously, but what about the Phillies and the stuff they have, the velo they have, the left-handers?
Yeah, they're one of the better bullpens in the league. They all have good stuff. They all throw for us. So it's pretty much just, I don't know, facing them all year. It's still tough to pick them up because they're nasty. So just trying to have an approach against them and doing the job.
Down here front, Justin.
Mike, Snit wasn't ready to announce a Game 3 starter yet, but just based on the depth you guys have shown all year, how confident are you in whatever plan you guys decide to go with there?
Yeah, I feel like all year, whoever we call up is ready to do a job or ready to step in or whatever moment. So we're all confident in each other, and I guess we're just excited to play behind whoever's on the mound.
And I'm curious, you were a kid who grew up going to Braves games and the playoff run in 21. Was there a moment last year, this year, where it kind of hit you that you were one of those guys if all the kids were watching?
Yeah, it was kind of around the same time last year in the playoffs, just knowing I was in the stands against the Dodgers when they won the first two here, walk off. It was just pretty exciting to be up there, and then I guess a year later be on the field trying to do the same thing.
Mike, way in the back. Usually in baseball, you get to come out the next day and play again. What was it like to sit with a loss with the off day yesterday, and how did you spend your Sunday?
I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I guess we have more time to think about things and take a different approach. And I don't know, just honestly, I don't even know. It's kind of weird. We already had the days off and then play one game and didn't go the way we wanted, so we got another day. But I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Anything else, Michael? Kelly?
Sorry, you faced Wheeler now a couple times. What's it like in the box going against him?
Honestly, I like to kind of compare him to DeGrom. They kind of have the same stuff, same effectiveness. He throws a good fastball, good slider, mixes pitches well, goes in and out, up and down. So I guess it's just finding that pitch to hit and not missing it.
Okay. Thanks, Michael. Okay. Kirby Yates will be in shortly. This one?
Yeah. For a tweet. And then read Donald's comment.
I mean, it's a good stat. I can see it. Yeah.
I can see his camera.
She would be here too. He's on that. He's got to check that. This is good. What's that? You being there, just put yourself on the fire.
Well, I'm not tweeting. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Which is, that's what I'm
Yeah.
It puts us right up there.
Is there anything else that you think kind of more right down the middle?
I kind of want to see the notes to see if they have anything. Because, like, that's what, like, Donald has a homer note from
Well, why don't you talk to Jared? Look stat. You guys have an issue and put this one out, or you have something else that you want us to do. At least include them this way. This way, we put it out.
Because, I mean, it might be something they want to put in the notes, maybe. Like, Donald was like, I'm fact checking with the lines, too. Because, like, if my numbers are off, then maybe that changes the context.
Talk about it.
Unfortunately, I agree with the area that's on the entire back in the format. It's not the issue of weight right now. Yeah. So it makes it. So, no.
Here comes Franco. Okay, we'll open up for questions for Kirby. First question, right down here in the middle, Justin.
Hey, Kirby, maybe you expected it, but when you did get the official news that you made your first postseason roster, what were those emotions like?
Honestly, a lot of nerves. You know, I kind of had a feeling that it would happen. I was hoping it would happen. You know, I kind of had a little hiccup in September that might have cost me the spot. But overall, you know, they told me, and, you know, I was just excited, overall excited.
When you look at your season as a whole, what has been the key to getting back to the person you thought you could be on the mound?
Kind of a lot of patience and, you know, understanding that it's probably a process I had to go through to kind of wear it from the beginning for a little bit. rough patches here and there and just kind of keep grinding through it. It's kind of been a battle every time I go to the mound, honestly, it felt like. But, the only thing you can control is go out there and compete at the highest level. And, that's what I keep trying to do.
Okay. Kelly? Well,
I kind of asked Michael this, but it's rare that you guys are in a situation where you feel like must-win game. Can you just give us an insight to the vibe in the clubhouse right now, what guys are saying, how they're talking about this one here tonight?
Look, I think we're all in a good spot. Obviously, it is probably a must-win game for us. You don't want to go to Philly 0-2. It's a tough place to play as it is. I don't want to make it any harder on us, but we're all really confident in that clubhouse. It's business as usual. Everybody's got a job to go out there and do, and, we feel really good about our chances.
Dave?
Kirby, you've been around a long time. You've been to Philly a lot of years. How much tougher has that place gotten to play in the last couple of years now that they got really good again?
Yeah, I think last year when we went to playoffs, I don't think anybody's really seen that crowd like that. I wasn't on the team, but I was there. It was a little different, but truthfully, in my eyes, like that's kind of the way you want every road crowd. It makes playoffs feel different, and that's something that makes it fun, something that makes it enjoyable. I don't think it should be easy to go to somebody else's place and come away with games. Same way that, opposing teams shouldn't come in here and have it easy. They should kind of feel the same way, and I think they do. Both teams have really good home crowds.
Okay. Everybody, Zach, you right?
When your name is called, what do you do to slow the heart rate, get in the moment, get in the zone when it's just different this time of year?
Look, I think you're a little bit more locked in from the get-go. I think in the regular season you kind of know when things are going to unfold for your name to be called. So you're a little bit dialed in more from the get-go. But I think it's the same as the regular season. Before you get that call where the phone rings, your heart's pounding. Even in the regular season, that's the anticipation is probably the worst spot or the worst part. So, once they call down and say your name, once you kind of touch that mound and start throwing a little, it kind of just drops your heart rate as it is because you're just trying to focus on what you got to do and get back to your routine as normal.
You go in the middle?
Hey, Kirby. There's been a lot of discussion about the off days leading into this series, mostly on the hitting side. But from a standpoint of relievers and guys who work on an everyday basis, do you feel like this might have been at least a little bit beneficial for your particular group in the bullpen?
I think there's probably two ways to answer this question. I think one, if you needed rest, yes. I think another thing too, you've also got a week without being in a game. So that's kind of a different look at it too. But regardless, we played these games, those 3 scrimmages, we've all gotten into games. And I think once you kind of get between the lines in these, you kind of just throw everything out and you got to go out there and battle and compete and, just do your best to be locked in and go out there and execute your plan. I think that's the only thing you can control.
Anything else for Kirby? Go down here, Dave, again.
Regarding the scrimmages, the inter squads, you guys are keeping your arms active, obviously, but it's different, right? You're not throwing like you would in a regular game. You're not pitching inside on guys' hands, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's always different when you're facing your own guys. You know what I mean? You don't want to get close and hit somebody on the hand, you know what I mean? So obviously there's some difference between that when you're facing your own guys as opposed to somebody else. But I think it was good. It was beneficial, the fact that we had some fans in the stands. They were playing music. You still had some type of adrenaline. It wasn't just complete going in, throwing live BPs where you don't really have, the juices flowing. There were some juices flowing. So I do think it was very beneficial.
Okay, Justin?
Going off of Dave's question on Philly, when I know you weren't on the team, but when you were there, is that momentum palpable when their offense started to get going in those games?
Yeah, look, this is my, first one kind of being in between the lines was yesterday, but you kind of get a sense pretty early on that momentum's pretty big. So whenever you can kind of take advantage of that, you got to take advantage. And kind of on the flip side, whenever you can slow it down, you try and slow it down. So, momentum does play a part in this. And I think that's why kind of postseason baseball is different in, a lot of ways, and that's a big way.
You good? Thanks, Kirby.
No problem.
Okay.
The Philadelphia Phillies will be in at 3 p.m., starting with Johan Rojas.